The 2022 NBA offseason has been insane so far. All-stars getting traded, superstars requesting trades, and of course, players signing new contracts. Today we're going to take a look into 3 of the worst contracts out of free agency and 3 of the best contracts out of free agency. Before we get into the list, I'd like to say that all of this is relative to their value. A player can still be good, but not deserve $30 million a year. Okay, first we'll start off with 3 of the worst contracts signed in the 2022 offseason. Coming in at number 3, I have Tyus Jones. Tyus Jones signed a 2-year, $30 million deal to return to Memphis. Yes, Jones is one of the best backup point guards in the NBA, but is he really worth $15 million? In 23 games without Ja Morant, Jones averaged 13 points and 7 assists. That's similar to his per 36 stats for the season. Yeah, those are solid numbers, but not worth $15 million. Personally, I believe that Memphis gave him this large contract as a potential trade piece if they choose to trade for a max contract player in the future. Next, I have Jalen Brunson. The New York Knicks signed Brunson to a massive 4-year, $104 million contract. This will make him the highest paid player on the Knicks next year. Jalen Brunson did have a great season this past year though, averaging 16 points, 4 boards, and 5 assists, as well as 21 points per game in the playoffs. He also excelled in the 17 games without Luka, where he averaged 20 points per game and 8 assists. But I would argue that's because he was getting plugged into Luka's role in the Mavericks offense. Brunson is a great player though, and I don't think that his contract is that big of an overpay. My real issue is with the moves New York made to acquire him. The Knicks made 3 very confusing trades on draft night to clear up $18 million to sign Jalen Brunson. Basically, the Knicks traded Nerlens Noel, Alec Burks, and Kemba Walker, as well as shuffling picks with the Pistons and Hornets to clear up the space. Trading away 2 very solid pieces in Nerlens and Burks is what really makes the signing questionable for me. Finally, for the worst signing of the 2022 offseason, I have Bradley Beal in his 5-year, $251 million extension with the Washington Wizards. This contract will make Beal the 4th highest paid player in the 22-23 NBA season. The Wizards have played the Bradley Beal situation horribly these past few years. Look, I understand, all-star players like Beal aren't easy to come by, especially ones as loyal as Beal. But the Wizards should have traded Beal in the 2020 season where his value was highest. Even in 2021, they could have gotten solid value for his expiring deal. The worst place to be in the NBA is the 7-10 seed, not tanking for a high lottery pick, but not contending either. Since Beal has been drafted, the Wizards have a win percentage of 47%, pure mediocrity. The Wizards might have just committed to 4 or 5 more years of first-round exits and play-ins. To make matters worse, the Wizards gave Beal all the control over this contract. The Wizards gave Beal the only true trade clause in the NBA. Here's a list of all the players in the history of the league to have a no-trade clause. All of these guys are NBA 75th anniversary players, and then there's Bradley Beal. Also, most of those no-trade clauses had lots of conditions on them. Beal's is a true no-trade clause. If Beal gets traded, it'll only be to the team he wants. This is absolutely crazy. I really don't know why the Wizards included this in the deal. This makes it very hard to get adequate value in a trade for the Wizards. Beal also has a player option in his 5th year, but let's be honest, he's not going to decline $57 million at 33 years old. Once again, Bradley Beal, he's a great player, a perennial all-star who can average 25 points per game. But overall, this contract it's absurd, and I think it's already the worst contract in the NBA. For the 3rd best contract out of the 2022 offseason, I have Donte DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo signed a 2-year, $9.2 million deal with the Golden State Warriors. This past season, DiVincenzo struggled after coming back from ankle surgery. Even still, $4.5 million a year is a bargain for the young wing. Reports claim that DiVincenzo was offered more money, but he chose to join a winning culture that is, quote, best for Donte. DiVincenzo's game is perfect for the Warriors system, and if he continues to bounce back from his injury, he could be vital in the Warriors' fight to repeat. DiVincenzo does have a player option on the 2nd year of his contract, so if he performs well, he will likely opt out for a larger deal. But even still, if the deal is just for 1 year, it is a great contract for Golden State. Next, I have Bobby Portis in his 4-year, $48.5 million extension with Milwaukee. Bobby Portis just had the best year of his career, averaging 15 points and 9 rebounds while shooting 39% from 3 with 5 attempts per game. Portis was instrumental in the Bucks' 2021 championship run, and his floor spacing at the 5 is perfect alongside Giannis. Portis is 27, so he shouldn't start regressing during this contract either. Altogether, this deal is great value for the Bucks, while also paying Portis adequately. For the best contract out of the 2022 offseason, I have Bruce Brown. Brown signed a 2-year, $13 million contract with the Denver Nuggets. $6.5 million for Bruce Brown is an absolute steal. In one of my previous videos, I predicted that Brown would command a $10 to $14 million contract per year, not for 2 years. It appears that Brown took a significant pay cut to play with a contending team like the Denver Nuggets. Denver has made it their mission to acquire 3-and-D guys this offseason, and Bruce Brown is that and more. This deal gives Denver a solid rotational piece for a bargain and offers Brown the chance to contend for a title. Overall, it's a great deal. So there you have it. That's 3 of the best contracts signed this offseason and 3 of the worst contracts signed this offseason. Once again, guys, all of this is relative to the player's value. Someone can be overpaid and still be a great player. Also, this is all my opinion. If you disagree, I would love to hear what you have to say in the comment section down below. Once again, guys, I'm Lance with Ball Withdrawal. Thank you so much for watching. Keep an eye out for future videos, and I'll see you then.